This is a program where we review headlines making rounds in today's newspaper. My name is Florence Ibhareman, and this is in the papers on iPower 102.7 FM. On today's edition, we shall be reviewing headlines from the Hope newspaper, the Punch newspaper, Daily Post newspaper, Daily Trust newspaper, the Guardian newspaper, and the Sun newspaper this Thursday morning. Beginning from the Hope newspaper this morning, where we have Akoko Southwest Local Government Chair pledges road repair, stronger partnership with AAUA. Still taking headlines from the Hope newspaper this morning, where we have Ancestors Remembrance Day, Pan-Africanist advocate African unity, and women's inclusion. Still taking headlines from the Hope newspaper this morning, where we have ONI donate 100 million naira ELOCs to Sunday Igboho Security Network. Still taking headlines, what we have WAEC releases 2026 SSC result, reveals candidates' performance. Away from the Hope newspaper, now to the Punch, where we have Oshun must not return till the era of half salaries, and that is coming from Governor Adeleke. Still talking Osun State from the Punch newspaper this morning, NBA faults EFCC as Osun account freeze sparks roll. And of course, still talking Osun State, why we froze Osun government accounts, and that is coming from the EFCC. Still on the Punch newspaper, where we have a talk on the fake agency probe. Adeyemi rejects closed-door representation by quiz. Away from the Punch and now to Daily Post, where we have Council blames inadequate representation for prolonged detention of inmate prison congestion in Abia State. Still on Daily Post, where we have remain steadfast in speaking truth to power. Peter Obi tells church leaders. Still taking headline from Daily Post, where we have non-seek dialogue over looming ASO strike at KB Varsity. Away from that and now to the Sun, where we have military identifies a wanted senior ISWAP ISIS terrorist in Lake Chad Basin. Let's talk and sport from the Sun newspaper, where we have WAFCON 2026 three quarterfinals fixtures confirmed. And lastly, taking headlines from the Sun, talking entertainment, Nollywood actress Temi Tokwe Oshoba dies after cancer battle. We would go on a short break, and when we come back, we'll dive straight into the headlines and the news theory. Yes, glad to have you back. The program is in the papers on iPower 102.7 FM. And of course, we have this headline coming to you from the Hope newspaper this morning, talking Akoko Southwest. Akoko Southwest local government chair pledges with road repairs, stronger partnership with AAUA. Now the details. The chairman of Akoko Southwest local government area of Ondo State, Ayo Ajano, has reaffirmed his administration's commitment to strengthening collaboration with Adekunle Ajashin University, Akungba Akoko, pledging support for infrastructural development to enhance teaching and learning. Ajano gave the assurance while receiving the Vice Chancellor of the university, Professor Tomola Mashao Obamuyi, alongside principal officers and other senior management staff during a courtesy visit to the office. The council chairman said the meeting provided an opportunity for both parties to explore areas of cooperation aimed at fostering a stronger relationship between the local government and the institution for the benefit of the host community and the varsity. According to him, discussions focused on expanding the local government presence within the university community and supporting initiatives that would will improve the welfare of staffs and members, students, as well as create more conducive environment for academic activities. Ajano also pledged the council's readiness to assist in addressing some of the institution infrastructural challenges, particularly the rehabilitation of access road affected by erosion. The chairman commended Professor Obamuyi and his management team for what he described as dedication to the advancement of the institution and their commitment to fostering a closer working relationship with the local government. If that story aligns with your interests, it is on the pages of the Hope newspaper today with this headline: Akoko Southwest local government chair pledges road repair, stronger partnership with Adekunle Ajashin University, Akungba Akoko. Still taking headlines from the Hope newspaper, where we have Ancestors Remembrance Day. Pan-Africanist advocates African unity and women's inclusion. Now the details. Prominent Pan-African advocates have called for renewed commitment to African unity, economic self-resilience, cultural rebirth, and greater inclusion of women in leadership as part of efforts to accelerate the continent's development. According to a statement made available to journalists on Wednesday by Princeton Mitokwe Aladegboroye, the call was made during the 2026 Ancestors Remembrance Day held on Friday at Freedom Park, Lagos, where scholars, activists, cultural enthusiasts, and Pan-Africanists are gathered to honor Africans' hero and heroines while advancing discussions on liberation, cultural identity, and national building. Alade Goroye, the Owo Kingdom Princess, said the annual event organized by the Movement of People MOP featured keynote address by the organization's chairman, Seun Akin and Nicola Kuti, activist comrade Temitope Fagoa and herself. Delivering the keynote address, Kuti challenged Africans to rediscover their identity and reclaim ownership of their history, culture, and national resources, stressing that the new freedom begins from mental liberation. He urged Africans to unite in reclaiming control of their lands, resources, and cultural heritage, adding that the sacrifices of the continent's freedom fighters would only be meaningful if present and future generations remains committed to defending African sovereignty. Fagoa maintained that Africans' liberation would remain incomplete until Africans embrace economic cooperation, cultural solidarity, technological advancement, and political integration across the continent and the African diaspora. He also urged young Africans to become active participants in national building, saying continent progress possesses the human and natural resources required to become one of the world's leading economic power if united by a common vision. For details of that news, see the Hope newspaper with this headline. Pan-Africanist advocates African unity and women's inclusion. Still on the Hub newspaper this morning, where we have Oni donates 100 million naira HELOCs to Sunday Igboho's security network. Now the details. The Oni of Ife, Oba Adeyeye Enita Ogunwusi or Jaja II, has donated 100 million naira and a brand new Toyota Hilux vehicle to support the operation of the Ireko security network, a community-based security initiative established by Yoruba National Campaigner Chief Sunday Adeyemo, popularly known as Sunday Igboho. The donation was announced on Tuesday during a courtesy visit by Sunday Igboho and members of the Ireko security network to the Oni's Palace in Ile-Ife, where the monarch reiterated the need for collective actions in addressing the growing security challenges confronting communities across Yoruba land. The Oni, who is the permanent chairman of the Southern Nigerian Traditional Rulers Council (SNTRC), described the initiative as a timely intervention aimed at complementing existing security structures in protecting lives and properties across the Southwest. According to a statement issued by the senior media officer of the Oni's Palace, Sadiq Lawan, on behalf of the Director of Media and Public Affairs, Otumba Moses Olafari, the monarch praised Sunday Igboho for what he described as his courage, resilient, and unwavering commitment to the security and welfare of the Yoruba people. The revered monarch said genuine leadership is demonstrated through selfless service and practical contribution to society, stressing that security remains the bedrock upon which peace, development, and prosperity is built. For more details of that news, see the newspaper this morning with this headline. On a donate to 100 million naira, e-locks to Sunday Igboho's security network. Yes, away from the Hope newspaper this morning and now to the Punch, where we have Oshu must not return to the era of half salaries, and that is coming from Governor Adeleke. Now the details. The Osun State Governor and Accord Party governorship candidate Ademola Adeleke has urged residents to vote against the All Progressive Congress in the August 15 governorship election, accusing the opposition of neglecting civil servants during its time in office. In a post on X on Thursday, Adeleke urged that workers in the states suffered hardship under the APC administration and appealed to eligible voters to support his re-election bid. In a separate post, the governor defended his administration's record on workers' welfare, saying civil servants had remained its priority since its assumption into office. The Osun governorship election is scheduled to hold on August 15, with Adeleke seeking another term under the Accord Party platform. For more details, see the Punch newspaper with this headline. Osun must not return to the era of half salaries, and that is coming from Governor Adeleke. Still on the Punch newspaper talking Osun poll, IG deploys 15,000 policemen once against troublemakers. Now the details. The Commissioner of Police in charge of the August 15 Osun governorship election, Samuel Taifo, has said about 15,000 operatives will be on duty during the polls. A typhoon disclosed this in Osogbo, Osun State on Wednesday while responding to questions from journalists at the meeting held with police personnel deployed for the election. The CP said the operative would include conventional policemen, specialists, dog section, medical, and police mobile force. He also said the Deputy Inspector General of Police and an Assistant Inspector General of Police would also supervise the election. He added that some personnel had earlier been deployed to the state following escalation of violence. He had personnel who will be on duty to uphold ethical standards and act within the ambit of the law. He declared that anyone caught acting in a way that would prevent the conduct of a free and fair election, regardless of position, would be made to face the full consequences of his action. He further said anyone arrested during the poll will be moved to Abuja, noting that the election is a national event. Electorates in Osun State will be going to the poll on August 15 to elect a governor in an election where 14 candidates, including the governor Ademola Adeleke, will be participating. For details of that news, see the Punch newspaper with this headline. IG deploys 15,000 policemen once against troublemakers. Still on the Punch newspaper, talking Ondo State, where we have a 2027 court sacks Ondo rep as APC candidate. Now the detail. The Federal High Court sitting in Abuja on Wednesday sacked the lawmaker representing Owo Ose Federal Constituency of Ondo State, Mr. Timileyin Adeleye, as the candidate of the All Progressive Congress for the federal constituency and declared Abdulgani Arobo as the candidate of the party. Adelaya's name was included among the names on the list of candidates sent to the Independent National Electoral Commission by the National Working Committee of the APC. Not satisfied with the NWC's decision, many APC members and chieftains in the state protested against the decision. Arobo is one of the aggrieved aspirants who challenged the NWC's decision at the Federal High Court in Abuja. The defendants in the suits are the APC and INEC. In the judgment delivered by the Justice Peter Lifu, the court held that the APC failed to make the lawful return and that the evidence of the party were rigged with inconsistency. The court declared that the plaintiff, Arobo, was the winner of the primary election of the House of Representatives election for Owo Ose Federal Constituency. For more details of that news, see the Punch newspaper with this headline: Court sacks Ondo rep as APC candidate. We are still on the pages of the Punch newspaper, where we have mother-daughter bonding will check sexual abuse, and that is coming from NGO. Now the details. A non-governmental organization, the Model Women Foundation, said it will begin an intensive 14-day program aimed at bonding mothers and their children and their daughters more, as well as build trust. The body said that such understanding will enable daughters open up more to their parents, especially when confronted with cases of sexual abuse and harassment within and outside their homes. Convener of the foundation, Mrs. Favor Wisdom, disclosed this during a media briefing in Port Harcourt ahead of the 7th edition of its program tagged Mom and Daughter Ball 2026. Wisdom Osiri explained that the initiative has become necessary due to the growing disconnect between mother and their girl children in the society. She noted that the disconnection had made it very difficult for daughters to freely open up to their mothers on intimate issues, leading them to seek solution outside their home. Wisdom Osiri said that over the years, the foundation has nurtured over 2,500 mothers and girls cutting across the cities of Port Harcourt, Abuja, Enugu, and Lagos, where they have attended programs and through counseling, seminars, and other activities. Wisdom Osiri called on government, private, individuals, and families to partner with the foundation. For more details, see the Punch newspaper with this headline: Mother-daughter bonding will check sexual abuse, and that report is coming from NGO. Still on the pages of the Punch newspaper, where we have no 11 billion naira was looted in Osun. Commissioner replies EFCC. Now the details. The Osun state government has denied allegation that 11 billion naira was looted from the coffer, described as describing the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission's report claimed as a failed attempt to cover up illegal actions through unfounded allegations. In a statement issued on Thursday today on X by the Commissioner for Information and Public Enlightenment, Kolapo Alimi, the government has insisted that there was no official misconduct and accused the anti-graft agency of acting on the directive of the former governor Boyega Oyetola to frustrate the payment of palliative to workers. The government maintained that, despite the account freeze, it had already paid the palliative to all state workers following negotiations aimed at cushioning the effect of the country's hardship challenges. Rejecting allegations of misappropriation, the state government accused the EFCC of pursuing a politically motivated investigation. The government further declared, we don't loot public funds in Osun State. We deliver on public goods and services. According to the statement, available state resources have been spent on infrastructures, workers' welfare, and sectorial development. It also alleged that the EFCC had been investigating top officials since March 2026 without finding evidence of wrongdoings. The government urged that if the commission had credible evidence of corruption, it should follow due process instead of freezing government accounts. Describing the EFCC's reported allegation as an afterthought, the state government concluded it is sad that the commission will lie to destroy the image of a state to cover up an illegal action that has backfired. For details of that news, see the Punch newspaper with this headline: No 11 billion naira was looted in Osun. Commissioner replies EFCC. You're still listening to us from iPower 102.7 FM, and the program is In the Papers, your daily drive for news making major headlines in today's newspaper. Yes, still on the Punch newspaper, where we have Kano Naps fake health workers running illegal outreach. Now the details. The Kano State Ministry of Health, in collaboration with the private health institution management agency, the Kano State Center for Disease Control, and the Kano State Police Command, has arrested some suspects allegedly conducting an illegal medical outreach as part of ongoing effort to protect the health and safety of residents. The public relations officer of the ministry, Nabilisi Abubakar, confirmed the arrest of the suspect in a statement on Wednesday. According to the statement, the arrest of the suspect followed credible intelligence received from the vigilant members of the public regarding an unauthorized medical activities. Yusuf explained that the suspects were found operating under the name of Brother Paul Legacy Foundation, a purported non-governmental organization where they were distributing registration cards bearing the organization's name and collecting money from unsuspected members of the public under the guise of providing medical care. He further revealed that a preliminary investigation conducted by officials of the Ministry of Health, PHIMA, and the KNCC established that the mastermind and other suspects were neither qualified health professionals nor possessed any recognized health-related certification. According to the commissioner, the registration card issued by the suspect, which bears an address in Kura local government area of Nasarawa State, falsely promised free treatment in the apparent attempt to lure unsuspected victims into the illegal operation. For details of the news, see the Punch newspaper with this headline: Kano naps fake health workers running illegal outreach. Away from the Punch and now to Daily Post, where we have NAN6 dialogue over looming ASU strike at KB Varsity. Now the details. The National Association of Nigerian Students, NANS, has called for dialogue to avert a planned industrial actions by the Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASU, at the Abdullahi Fodio University of Science and Technology, Alero, Afusat, in Kebbi State. They appealed following a 2-week ultimatum by the ASU AFU STA over the unresolved welfare issues. The Post had earlier reported that the union threatened to embark on a strike if its demands were not met before the expiration of the notice. In a statement signed by its National Vice President, External Affairs, Sadiq Zanko, NANSA urged the Kebbi State government, the university management, and the union to resolve the dispute despite dialogue to avoid disrupting academic activities. The association acknowledged that lecturers' concerns, including outstanding remuneration and academic allowance, promotional exercise, annual salary increment, salary adjustments, and other outstanding entitlements. According to NANS, it has commenced that consultation with the leadership of the ASU, AFUTA, the university management, and relevant officials of the Kebbi State government to facilitate a resolution of the dispute. The student body urged all parties to exhaust every avenue for settlement, stressing that sustained communication and respect for agreement remains essential to industrial harmony in universities. For details of the news, see Daily Post newspaper with this headline: NAN6 dialogue over looming ASU strike at KB Varsity. are still taking headlines from Daily Post, where we have Council blames inadequate representation for prolonged detention of inmates. Prison congestion in Abia State. Now the details. Abia State chapter of the Legal Aid Council of Nigeria has blamed the cases on inadequate legal representation and financial constraints. The council also attributed the continued congestion of correctional facilities in the state to delay and denial of access to justice. The Abia State Coordinator of Legal Aid Council of Nigeria, Obinna Odenigo, stated this in Umuahia during a meeting in Uwabilo, Anambra. The Legal Aid Council of the Ministry to discuss. The Legal Aid Council was in the ministry to discuss collaboration on youth development and their access to justice. Odenigo said the meeting focused on decongestion of decongesting correctional centers in Abia State and ensuring that young people awaiting trial are not denied opportunity due to delays in the justice administration system. He lamented that many youth were presently in custody for offenses that did not warrant prolonged detention, emphasizing that inadequate legal representation and financial constraint were some of the major factors. He recounted meeting a young inmate with exceptional craftsmanship, noting that such talents should contribute to the Abia State productive economy rather than remaining behind bars awaiting trial. For details of that news, see the Daily Post newspaper with this headline. Council blames inadequate representation for prolonged detention of inmates. Prison congestion in Abia State. We are still taking a line from Daily Post, where we have Bauchi police begin crackdown on traffic offenders. Now the details. The Bauchi State Police Command has launched a statewide enforcement operation targeting motorists and other road users who violate traffic regulation, warning that offenders will be prosecuted. The Commissioner of Police, Sani Omolori Aliyu, who announced the development, said the exercise followed a directive from the Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetokun, aimed at improving compliance with traffic law across the country. Aliyu said the command has observed increasing violation of traffic rules in Bauchi metropolis and along major highway, which is said has contributed to congestion, road crashes, and risk of public safety. He said the enforcement campaign would apply to all categories of road users, including commercial drivers, tricycle operators, motorcyclists, horse riders, and private motorists. According to him, vehicles found violating traffic regulation will be impounded, while other offenders will be arraigned before the court. The police commissioner also warned that officials of the Nigerian police force would not be exempted from the operation. He said any 7 police personnel caught breaching traffic regulations would face disciplinary measures in accordance with the police regulation. Aliyu said the command remains committed to ensuring orderliness on the road, protecting lives and properties, and promoting safer road use across the state. For details of the news, see the Daily Post newspaper with this headline. Bauchi begins crackdown on traffic. Bauchi police begins crackdown on traffic offenders. Yes, away from Daily Post and now to The Guardian, where we have Lagos State hands out business tools to 3,800 residents to drive local enterprise. Now, the details. The Lagos State government has distributed startup business equipment to more than 3,800 residents through the 2026 edition of Micro Enterprise Support Initiative MESI in a renewed bid to tackle poverty and foster economic inclusion. The empowerment event organized by the Lagos State Ministry of Women Affairs and Poverty Alleviation WAPA took place at the Blue Roof Lagos Television LTV at Gidingbe, Ikeja. The gathering brought together state executives, lawmakers, community and market leaders, and hundreds of beneficiaries across the metropolis. Delivering his keynote address, the governor of Lagos State, Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu Olushola, framed the initiative as a central pillar of his administration's thesis plus agenda, which seeks to boost self-reliance and local job creation. Supporting the governor's remark, Deputy Governor Dr. Kadri Obafemi Hamzat described micro, small, and medium enterprise (MSME) as the true backbone of the state economy. Meanwhile, the First Lady of Lagos State, Mrs. Ibijoke Sanwo-Olu, urged the recipient, particularly women and vulnerable family members, to leverage their assets to achieve financial independence. For details of the news, see the Guardian newspaper with this headline. Lagos State hands out business tools to 3,800 residents to drive local enterprise. Still on the Guardian newspaper, talking Lagos State, Sanwo-Olu induct 150 firefighters, commissions Oworoshoki Fire Station. Now the details. Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has strengthened the state's emergency response capacity with the induction of 150 newly trained firefighters and the commencement of operation at the new Oworoshoki Fire Station in a move aimed at improving public safety and protecting lives and properties across the state. It reaffirmed its administration's commitment to public safety during the induction ceremony, describing the recruitment of additional firefighters and the expansion of the fire service infrastructure as key investments in a safer Lagos. The newly inducted officers completed a 6-month intensive training program at the Lagos State Fire and Rescue Service Technical Training Center in Ikeja. The training equips them with modern firefighting and rescue skills, and in them the Basic Firefighting Competency Certificate (BFCC), which qualifies them for active field operations. Speaking at the ceremony, the Controller General of the Lagos State Fire and Rescue Service, Margaret Adesheye, congratulated the officers and urged them to uphold discipline, professionalism, and a commitment to continuous learning as they begin their field internship. She reminded the recruits that the firefighting demands courage, teamwork, and constant improvement to effectively safeguard lives, property, and environment in a rapidly growing city like Lagos. Adeshaya said the latest recruitment marked the third phase of strategic personnel expansion under Sanwo-Olu's administration. For details of that news, see the Guardian newspaper with this headline. Sanwo-Olu induct 150 firefighters, commissions Oworoshoki Fire Station. Yes, a quick look at the punch where we have talk on sports. Super Falcon trash Egypt 6-2 to reach WAFCON quarter final. Now the details. Nigerian Super Falcons booked their place in the quarterfinals of the 2026 Women's African Cup of Nations after the emphatic 6-2 victory over Egypt in their final Group C match on Wednesday. The defending champions entered the match needing a convincing win to keep their hopes of progress alive following the opening defeat to Malawi and the hard-fought victory over Zambia. The result ensured Nigerians advance to the knockout stage in pursuit of a record exceeding 11th WAFCON title. Nigerian produced an attacking masterclass, scoring 6 times against the Pharaohs, who managed 2 goals in reply. As Super Falcons completed one of the standout performances of the Group C stage. A comprehensive victory completed a remarkable turnaround for Justin Madugu's side after their shocking opening loss to tournament's debutant Malawi. For details of that news, see the Punch newspaper with this headline. Super Falcons trashed Egypt 6-2 to reach Falcons quarter final. Here's a quick look at the Daily Post talking entertainment. Actress Temitope Oshoba dies amid battle with cancer. Now the details. Nigerian Nollywood actress Temitope Oshoba has died amid a battle with cancer. The actress died nearly 2 years after undergoing breast cancer surgery. Announcing a passing on Wednesday morning, a close associate and colleague, actor Olasani, disclosed that the actress died on Tuesday evening. He wrote on Instagram, and I read, "Continue. Couldn't sleep since last night. It is well. Rest in peace, my dearest sister Temitope Oshoba. We had an amazing time and good memories together. Till we meet again, I really don't know what to say." Yes, Daily Post report that Oshoba solicited financial assistance for a second surgery in November 2024. For details of that news, see Daily Post newspaper with this headline. Actress Temitope Oshoba dies amid battle with cancer. Yes, and that brings us to the end of today's edition of In the Papers on iPower 102.7 FM. We hope we've been able to keep you informed and up to date about what is happening in the papers today. Remember, being informed is one of the first steps towards making meaningful contributions to the communities and our nation. My name is Florence Ibhareman.